Hi folks, it's James here and welcome to the Movie Mad channel. Just in case you are a new subscriber, what I do is I talk about movies, collect them, and look for them in charity shops, things like that. So if you do want to subscribe, feel free. If you don't, then fine. So I was going to talk to you today about a couple of things. First of all, I was actually going to talk about YouTube for a second or two. Now, I have been on YouTube, I think, for 5 years now, maybe. And my videos haven't got any better since I started. Well, maybe they have a little bit. But I was going to talk about YouTube algorithm and all that and growth of the channel. Now, my channel is sort of, I don't want to say stagnated, but I'm sitting around 650 subscribers. I think I've only went up 50 this year, so maybe I've reached my niche market, which is fine. But I think it's a lot to do with consistency, and I'm not very consistent at uploading videos. I think if you upload 2 videos a week, your consistency is a lot better. And you know what? I might, year 2024, I might try and upload 2 videos a week, and see if that helps. But I was going to talk about the 3 movies I've picked up this week and a little batch that I don't think I've shown you before. So I decided this week, if I'm going to buy a movie, I was going to buy it and I was going to watch it. Because maybe the channel, sometimes I go, I've bought this movie and I've not watched it, which makes it more difficult to talk about. So I've bought 2 movies this week. Both coincidentally are out of print. Well, not coincidentally, that's the reason I bought them, so to speak. Not because they were going out of print, because it might be the last chance I could have to get them. So, Charlie started singing. I don't want that during the video, to be honest with you, this time, so I think that might put a few people off as well, I'm not quite sure. So let me just pause it for a second, and I'll be right back. I'd like people to be honest. If Charlie's cheating does annoy you, let me know, so I can. What I'll do is I might put him to sleep for 10 or 15 minutes while I'm filming my video. I didn't mean like do anything bad to him. I just mean like put him in his cage and put his cover on, because he generally doesn't stay inside his cage. He's generally out and about. But we'll show you. I'm sure you're not that interested, but I'll show you anyway. Where are you, Charlie? There you are. He's over on the outside of his cage. Right, back to what we're doing. So as I was saying, I was talking about the 2 movies I purchased because they were going to, well, again I said no because they were going out of print. And one that I got for Christmas from Larry, and I sat down and watched it. So the first one we'll talk about is Lost in Translation. Now, Roy from Blue Roy Movies put me on to this one because he said that he really enjoyed it, and if I could get a copy, that'd be great. I think it's at £6 in CEX, and eBay it's £10. I don't know if you can get this new anymore. Now, when he said that, I was thinking I wouldn't mind a copy of that. Let's see if I can find one. And just coincidentally, there was one Amazon seller who had 7 left or something like that, and I seen it for £6.99. I thought, now's my chance, get it, because with £3 postage at CX, you're talking 9. So I'll take it. Right. I think I'm going to put his cover on. In fact, you know what I'll do? I'll not do that. I'll take him at the room and he can sit with James for a while. Be right back. I didn't put Charlie back in his cage. I put him. Let James look after him. I took him through the sitting with James, so that's fine. So I was talking about Lost in Translation being out of print. I think it's £6 on CEX. Last seller on Amazon had 7, so I put that up on the Movie Mad Facebook page, which is it's a group, and the group that we do in there is the odd other post, but the whole group, the whole point is, if you find a movie bargain, you pop it on there so the other people in the group can see it, and if they want to buy that, they can make that choice. So I popped that on there on the group, and all of them sold out. So there were 7 from that Amazon seller. So, and I don't think there is any left on Amazon now. Let me have a wee look and just see for sure. Let's bring Amazon up on my computer and have a wee look and just see. Let's find the Amazon page and let's just see if Lost in Translation is still there. Because if it is, and you guys want to pick it up, I'll let you know. Lost in Translation Blu-ray. No, it's only saying the US import available at $29.49. Yeah, look, Lost in Translation Blu-ray not available. Currently unavailable. We don't know when it'll be back in stock. So there you go. So Roy put me onto this one, as I was saying, and he said to me it's a slow burner. Now, I watched it, and I'm going to be honest, I don't think this film was for me. But that being said, movie tastes can change. So I'll just give you a wee bit of outline. It's basically Bill Murray stars as a washed up. I don't know if he's washed up, but yeah, you could consider him washed up because he's not making a movie. He's doing an advert for a Japanese whiskey and getting $2 million. And he's staying in a hotel for a week where he can't sleep, which is quite relevant for me right now. And he meets a young wife whose husband's always at work and is having a similar situation, and they become friends. They're both married, they both have a lot of fun together, and they almost become involved, so to speak. And Roy says this is a slow burner. Now I watched it once, and I can see why people consider it a good movie. I do see that. I just didn't think it was for me. But again, as I say, tastes change, and maybe Roy says this is a grower, so maybe watch it a couple of times. I think movies do change after watching them more than one time. That's why I've got them in my collection, because sometimes you change your mind. One of the ones that I done that way was Arrival. I thought that was a terrible movie when it first came out. And now I've watched it 3 or 4 times, and I'm thinking, this is actually good. How I misjudged this one. So that could happen with Lost in Translation. So if you happen to see that in CEX, in your CEX, then I would suggest you pick it up, because if you don't, you might not get it. So I picked that one up there. So that's excellent. The second one I picked up was a movie I've seen a couple of clips on YouTube when I'm just scrolling through YouTube, and it's She's Out of My League. And it's wrong, and I can't remember the stars on it, but Alexandra Daddario, is that her name? And the guy's name, I'm not quite sure, but it's a comedy where this ordinary, I say ordinary guy, a guy who is, down on his luck, he's not doing so well in life, he's working in the airport security, happens to meet a gorgeous lady, and he thinks that he's not good enough for her. And he's got a comedy friend, he's got a couple of friends who are telling him, and family that's telling him that, and an ex-girlfriend that he's trying to get back when it just doesn't and she always saying no. But when the other lady, Molly, her name is, coincidentally in this, shows interest in him, things start to go awry, and it's a good story. I thought it was actually really good. And this is the other thing, when you're buying second hand, if you're picking them up and just putting them on your shelf, that can be a mistake, because I got this from CX. Now, I was having a look at it on eBay because I did want to get it, but on eBay the cheapest one was £15. This is £2 in CX, but with £3 postage, that's a fiver, and that was still the cheapest deal. So I got that one, but when I put it in the player, it did actually freeze up a couple of times. Then I looked at the disc. Now there is a couple of scratches on the Blu-ray, and it did freeze, but it is a bit dirty as well. So I think I'm going to give this a clean, and then maybe give it a rewatch. And if it doesn't, I think I'm going to have to take this back for a refund and reorder it. I'm getting shouted. Fatherly duties. Give me 2 secs. Sorry about the interruptions in this video, folks. It was just James wanting to show me where Charlie was sitting. He's sitting on his computer desk while he's playing on his new gaming PC he got for Christmas. So, yeah, so buying second hand, don't do what I do and just go, assume they're okay. Because quite often I do that, and that can be a big mistake. So just make sure you check it out. So those are the two that I picked up. But the third movie I watched was a 4K I was sent for Christmas. But before I discuss that, I want to just discuss a couple other things. And that one of the ones that I want to discuss about is Laziness. So over the Christmas period, too much turkey, lot of things going on, and at night time, I found myself being so lazy that I won't even get up and put one of my Blu-rays in the player. So I've got a wee USB stick that's got some movies on it. I've got a wee 2TB USB drive that's got some movies on it. And I've also got Disney Plus, Amazon and Netflix. As I've said before, my wife pays for the Amazon Disney and I pay for the Netflix. And I was really thinking about cutting down on those. But my wife pays for them and she likes them, so that's her funds, it's her money, it's her choice. So it just works out nice that we've got those. But what I find myself doing is scrolling through Netflix and scrolling through Disney Plus and scrolling through Amazon Prime and not finding much to watch. And spending 20 or 30 minutes doing that, I could be watching a film. So over the last week or so, when I've got these movies, what I've done is as soon as I've got them, I've opened them and I've put one of them in the player. So there's a movie ready to go in the player during the day to watch at night. So there's no reason for me not to do that. So I've done that with Titanic on Friday during the day. I think it was about 2 o'clock. I popped it in the player, and at 9 o'clock, which is probably a bit late to start watching Titanic. It might have even been 10 o'clock. I thought that was a bit late to start watching Titanic, but I did. And I put it on, and a few people have said this has got some mistakes, and it's heavily DNR'd. Okay? If you don't know what DNR is, that's digital noise reduction, which takes out, parts of detail in the movie if you do it too badly and too deep. Now, this does have DNR on it. I don't think it's that bad. I think it makes the movie look really, really good. And there's another few people that have mentioned that there are some inconsistencies in the stars and things like that. Al Pearson pointed that out to me, but I've not seen this movie for a long time. So I know I talk about keeping the movies the same and things like that, but I didn't notice it. I do have the DVD and the 3D Blu-ray, so I might pop them on and just see if I notice any differences. But for me, this was excellent. It's been a long, long time since I watched Titanic. The CGI from 1998, though, does stand out, but some of the shots were excellent. When Leonardo DiCaprio's drawing Kate Winslet when she's nude. They do a shot where they like go right into her eyes and then change it to the old lady. And see when you get the gets into her eyes, the detail on that is just immense. So I think this was a very, very worthy 4K, despite, you know, a couple of people saying it's got these flaws. I'm just trying to weigh up here. Is it bad to change movies? Yes, it is bad to change movies. Is it bad to improve them and not keep the original? I suppose it is, but this one is changing my opinion on this one, because I actually thought this was really, really, really good. It's got Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, got the OLED TV, and it just looked really, really good. And it's got 3 discs in it, so it's got the 4K, which is actually still in the player. Better take it out. There we go. So there's the 4K player. There's the 4K. Yep, back at the player. It's also got the Blu-ray and a special features disc in it. None of the special features, apart from the audio commentary, are on the 4K. But I've got the 3D version of Titanic, which I'm going to be honest with you, I haven't watched because I've not got 3D TV. And I haven't watched Titanic probably since it's been on VHS. So I think that made a massive improvement. I've also got the DVD of Titanic. So what I might do is I might just get a wee plastic cover, pop the DVD in there, pop the 3D in there, and then I've got all the versions, and then I can choose which one I want to watch. I can choose what the differences are, and I can see for a new generation, if this is the only version they've got, I wouldn't be disappointed about it. I thought this was really, really good. And I think I might do, a proper review like I did with Home Alone. If you haven't seen my Home Alone 4K review, I say this is maybe why I don't do many reviews in 4Ks, because not many people watch the videos, to be honest with you. I have done a comparison on Home Alone images. Take a look at that. Please tell me if you can see a difference between the 4K images and the Blu-ray images. I would like to know. So I've also got a pile here, but I think this video has gone on long enough, and a lot of interruptions and a lot of me droning on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish up here. I'm going to drink my cup of tea with the good tea bags, because I've actually been using some non-good tea bags I had left. They've been like terrible. They were technically decaf, but the Twinings. Oh, it does make a big difference having a good tea. So I'm going to drink my tea, and there was one more thing I wanted to mention, and that was about the laziness. So I do watch a lot of TV series as well. I know my movie channel is called Movie Mad, but I do watch a lot of TV series as well. And sometimes when you are tired at night, you don't want to watch a new movie, so you go back to something familiar. So I've been actually watching Grey's Anatomy. I started on season 1. I've already seen the season 13 before, but I started on season 1. And since the 1st of November, I've actually watched 10 seasons. And maybe that's because I'm familiar with them. I just have them on in the background, and I've watched them, and I'm not paying particular, 100% attention to them, because I've probably seen the stories before. But that's got to be part of why I've not watched as many movies on my Blu-rays as lately, because I've put something familiar on when I've been tired. So just putting one in your player during the day that you've not watched might help you out if you're in that same rut, shall we say. So without further ado, I shall leave you to it, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. I shall see you next time. Thanks, guys.